I'm the puzzler. Look at me. You might learn from what you see.
We're looking.
Get ready for a strange surprise. Watch my mouth and nose and eyes.
I used to watch this shit as a kid? Oh, there's a reason why I was a horror channel for the longest time. Jesus Christ. Now that I'm all better from my illness, I figured I would take a look back to something that I honestly thought was a fever trip. But no, ladies and gentlemen, it is real. Just like how we all want to pretend that Rent-A-Girlfriend doesn't exist, I want to pretend that this abomination just doesn't exist. But it does, and I gotta talk about it. Say hello to the Numberjacks. Now, this was a childhood show of mine that I used to watch before I had standards. Seeing as I'm now 21, and I'm looking back at these old shows, it makes me wonder, why did I ever find this appealing? Well, let's take a look back and explore the Numberjacks. This little show aired from 2006 to 2009 on the CBeebies channel, and I used to watch this show alongside other shows that I might get to in the future if you want me to. But for now, we're going to focus on the first episode of the Numberjacks, and what the kind of episode formula is like. So the overall premise of the Numberjacks are that there are numbers from 0 to 9, and they live in a sofa. Yeah, British kids shows in the 2000s were creative, I guess? And they're all done with computer animation, and it is quite uncanny, let's be honest. Mind you, it's nowhere near on the levels as Fanboy or Chum Chum or the Problem Solvers, but it gave me quite a surprise as I forgot they were animated in this way. The episode usually starts with some sort of gag, and then it cuts to the screen. The Numberjacks answer the calls to the agents, which are just the kids or the humans with a problem that they have. However, there's something I'd like to bring up, specifically in this first episode. Number 6 has to check to make sure that nobody is around, before number 4 can come back home. Yet, they talk and communicate with children. How can the kids contact them? They're in a sofa. Better yet, how do they install the cameras? They literally have no arms. Why are they so secretive but communicate with kids willy-nilly? And what do the parents think when they see little Susie talking to the sofa, saying that her friend number 7 is helping her find the little lost teacup? Mate, she'd be straight down to the loony bin as quick as a whip. But let's get back onto the topic. For the first episode, objects begin to disappear. Number 3 wants to go out and prove herself, but number 6 says that she's too small of a number, making me wonder how the hell aging works in this show, and he will go instead. So through, admittedly, a moment that always got me quite hyped as a kid, the number would get ready to be launched, and would get shot straight out of the sofa into the real world. Huh, it's funny, Nintendo is the one ripping people off this time, cause Luigi's Mansion 2 ain't got shit on this show apparently. Each number also has to land on a physical version of themselves, so number 4 must land on a 4, 2 on a 2, etc. Also, I have to give this show some praise for trying something new and having CGI animation mixed in with live action. While it may stick out like a sore thumb, I gotta praise the creativity. It later turns out that number 0 is the one that's making things disappear. And is this guy God or some shit? By saying 0, he can make anything he wants disappear like nothing. What is it with media and making small children have godly type powers? Zeno gets pointers from this guy. Also, they aren't slick. They play back clearly edited footage of the scenes they showed, before only with number 0 being there. Tell you what, it would have actually been a fun detail to have 0 always be there in the first shots, so that the kids would be introduced to what foreshadowing is. And so number 6 has to chase number 0 down and bring him home. How do they not see these two? My suspension of disbelief can only go so far, guys. And this was made in 2006, YouTube was barely a thing. The solution of this episode though, is that they have to call in number 1, so they can make 1 of everything instead of 0 of everything. The show is half entertainment and half education, so they teach things like maths and problem solving. After they figure out the problem, They activate something I completely forgot about until I rewatched the first episode for this video. The brain gain. Yeah, this weird thing right here. Oh, and I should say that pretty much everything in the show besides the main numbers have a theme song or a jingle. After the brain gain powers up, it then gives the numbers the strength they need in order to solve the problem. Although it doesn't solve the problem of why the hell this kid has been frozen in time for like 8 minutes. Hell, everyone just stands still. It's like one thing gets taken away and their body just shuts down. But yeah, the Numberjacks eventually come in and save the day. And then they explain the pattern of the maths problem or any other kind of problem to the kids. And then the episode ends. Now I'll bet the Brits in my audience are yelling at me for leaving out arguably the one thing that keeps the show funny and keeps the show fading from memory. The villains. But yeah, the first episode actually doesn't have any. But you know we're going to talk about them. This show has 5 villains, or the meanies as they're called. The first one to appear is the problem blob. This thing.
If you spot a blob of slime, guess what? Big slob can buy. Great, big and blubbery. Big, big trouble, he's the
Its whole shtick is that whatever its slime that it shoots out lands on, it messes with, like making things grow too big or too small, etc. However, I think it was added just because, gross humour, kids like gross stuff. Now the second one to appear, and the one that appears the most frequently in the series, the Shape Japer.
Shape-Japer's back. Shaper, she's really very strange. Shaper, she loves to make things change. Changing faces, changing size, changing shapes every single time. Changing shapes is Japer's game. The Shape-Japer's back.
Who is easily my favourite one. As the name implies, she changes the shapes of things to mess with people. Also, she easily has my favourite design out of all of the meanies. Now the third one to appear is by far the most infamous one. The Puzzler.
Let me tell you what I'm talking about. The puzzler, he's got a twisted mind. His bubbles mean trouble if you get trapped inside. You better stop thinking if the puzzler has caught you. Cause if you can't sort the puzzle out, the puzzler will sort you.
Who looks like he wants to book the nearest flight to a private island. Seriously, he looks exactly like Chester V's perverted cousin. Funnily enough though, he's probably the chillest one. All he wants are for people to solve his puzzles. Now granted, he does trap people inside the bubbles, but once they're solved, he just lets them go. He does things like move things around that are supposed to be inside and outside, and so on. And once his problem's been solved, he just self-implodes and leaves them be. And the fourth one to appear is a character with enough ego to make Vegeta proud. It's the Spooky Spoon.
Uh-oh.
1, 2, 3, she's mean, she's bossy, she's very cruel. She thinks she's great, she thinks she's cool.
She's plastic and she thinks it's fantastic. Does she think she is spooky?
Again, I told you that the show was creative. Her whole shtick is to swap things, like swapping heavy things with light things, and she is also the arch enemy of number 5 for some reason. And finally, the fifth meanie is the odd one out when compared to the other ones. The Number Taker.
Number taker, have you seen the number taker? Taking all the numbers you can see. Picking, licking, getting, matching as mean a number taker as can be. With his number sucker upper, he's a number mucker upper. He's as mean a number taker as can be.
who's not animated but is actually portrayed by actor Ross Mullen, and you can probably guess by his name. His gimmick is that he takes a certain number of things, like 4 parcels, the number 4 on a clock and door, etc. Also, is it just me, or does he look exactly like Agent 47 if he joined a cult? But anyways, that just about does it for the Numberjacks. They rotate between the meanies, or maybe number 0 or number 1 do some shenanigans, but that's a typical format of the episodes. This show has definitely aged a lot, but it's nothing offensive. It's not teaching our kids to fat shame, unlike a certain slice of bacon which needs to go. In 9 days, Peppa Pig will turn 21 years old. But do you guys remember the show at all? What are your favourite memories of the show? Please let me know. And if you'd like me to do some more videos on childhood shows I used to watch, be sure to comment down below. I'm Doc the Damned, be sure to subscribe if you want to become one of my disciples, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care everybody.